Uh, Open week was great. It was good timing for us. Have a rough start to the season. Our kids were a little beat up. It was a long camp. And then 7 straight weeks, and 5 of those being on the road, which those last 2 trips to Illinois and Missouri kind of took a toll on us. But we're glad to get a break and to kind of regroup and reemphasize the fundamentals that we need to get better at to win a game. We had a good week of practice, and we're getting into the preparation part of the process for Tennessee State, which is a really good opponent, and I'm sure they're ready to get after us after us still in a win in the hole last year. They'll be ready to go, so we got our hands full, but we're going to work hard, and hopefully we'll work hard enough to have a chance to compete in the game this Saturday.
All right, let's open up for questions. So you talked last week about how, last week was a week that you didn't have to think about the game prep or anything like that. Can you elaborate a little bit more? How was it? How did it go around the locker room with not focusing on game prep and focusing on you guys?
It was perfect timing, really, because fall break. So it was a time where we could let them, if they lived close enough, go home, and we gave them Monday and most of the day on Tuesday off to just kind of get away from us, to refresh, reboot, and it was good. They came back, they were ready to go, and I made the decision to really not practice as much last week. Offense, defense, against hitting and all that stuff. I wanted to try to get our legs back and get some guys back on the field that have been banged up. So I had to pull them back a little bit, which was a good sign. They came back ready to go. So just to have time to not hit for a week and to get off their feet a little bit and do more film work and small area fundamental work was good for our football team.
And I guess jumping right into it, look forward to Tennessee State a little bit. What are some of the things that you're looking for out of them? What are some of the things you're going to have to do?
Well, like always, I mean, they look like an NFL team, and they've got some really good players. They've done a nice job, getting some transfers, some FBS Power 5 transfers in their program. Their offensive line looks like an NFL offensive line, and so they've done a really nice job this year of running the football, and I think they're physical at the point of attack. So our guys, we may not be the biggest defense. We've done a really nice job against the run for the most part. We've got to do a nice job of being gap sound and understanding where everybody is on the field, because they're going to run the ball until you put that extra hat in the box like anybody else, except when they do throw the ball, they got some absolute freaks outside that, we've given up 19 explosive plays for 781 yards in all of our conference games. So they're probably watching our game, licking their chops, like, we'll get some deep balls, at least some opportunities. So we've got to know where everybody is and yet have enough hats to stop the run.
More on that run game, I noticed that they have like 4 or 5 different running backs that have good chunks of yardage. Do they each have different rush styles?
They got the bigger guys. They're scat backs. They all catch the ball pretty well out of the backfield. So there's not like a tell or anything of when they're running or passing, but they're deep at that position. So it's just running back's kind of weird unless you just have like McCaffrey or something. You just just whoever's hot that game gets the ball, and so they've got a stable of running backs, a lot like Eastern Kentucky. And again, just go back to that offensive line, and those receivers are beautiful, unbelievable looking kids, and they're athletic and can play at a high level. A lot of them will play at the next level.
Yeah, the only win they have in conference is Western Kentucky, but they had a pretty convincing win at Western Kentucky. Can you just analyze their kind of strength of schedule, how they've been doing this season so far?
Yep, Eastern Kentucky, but that's okay.
Eastern, my bad.
Quite all right. I get them confused too all the time. It's hard to believe that they've only won 1 game. They've been in every game. I'm not getting in trouble for talking about officials, but I don't know how to survive the Eastern Illinois game like Coach did. But they lost that one in overtime, and that was 50-50 game to say the least. And then they had all they just had to finish the game against Austin Peay. They had stopped them and got the ball back, and Austin Peay got the ball, made some plays, but they had a chance to win that game. So there's not really been a game where they just didn't have a chance to win. They had control of a lot of the games that they've lost. So I'm sure they're talking about finishing and finishing the game, and once we get up, make sure you put your foot on the throat, because it's not like they have a lot of games where they're going out there just getting blown out. It's not happening. And they played some classic games early against Florida A&M and Jackson State, and both those teams athletic, big physical, a lot like TSU. So they played a very, very strong schedule. You know, they're not playing a bunch of Division II schools or anything like that. They played a tough schedule, and they're a real good team. I can't say that enough.
Should we expect to see Andre behind center this week?
We're getting closer. Not totally cleared yet, but we're getting closer, and hope so. You know, he's working his way back. Him and Roderick both got a couple more steps they've got to do, but hopefully they'll be there.
In the eventuality that Adam has to go, are you confident in Adam?
Oh yeah, it would be Adam's second college football game really, so he'll be a lot better than he was against SEMO. And again, it wasn't all Adam against SEMO; it was us blocking and running and catching and getting open and things of that nature. So, you know, we're real excited about Adam's upside, especially. And if he has to play, he'll go out there and give us a chance, hopefully.
So last year, you ran the ball really well against Tennessee State, 295 rushing yards. Is that something at all you bring up to your team that we had success against them, or because it was last year, it's kind of irrelevant?
It's kind of irrelevant, but you hope it gives your kids a little bit. You know, we're looking for anything to get to obtain confidence. So, I think our guys at least know that they have ran the ball against this team before. Now it's a total different team for us. You know, we're missing JT and Brady and Lifite and Birdie and Mouton and Chapman, all those guys that were blocking last year. They're no longer here. So. It's a total new cast up front, but you know, at least it's good to see that we, on tape, subliminally, whatever that word is, we can at least see that we handed the ball off and got a positive yard. So hopefully that works to our favor. But they're wait till you see them. I mean, they're humongous, and I think they have 7 to 8 seniors on defense, upperclassmen, and we have 1 freshman playing. So they're a very mature team on offense and defense, but especially defensively, they're very senior laden. A lot like Jacksonville State. So church league rules come back into play. It's hard to beat grown men.
So you played a lot on the road this year, and you guys are more than okay playing on the road. But getting the chance to come back to home, and then also the 2 home games you played are against 2 of the top teams in the country this year. So how about just getting back at home?
Yeah, you don't know that going into it. Like, you know, your 2 home games, it's the end of October, and you're back for only the 3rd time, and your other 2 home games were against the 2 top 12 teams, 1-3, 1-12, I think. So it'll be good to get back and not have to drive to Eastern Illinois and get back in the middle of the night or Southeast Missouri and get back. It'll be good to be at home and let our kids kind of, show the fans what they've been working on. And we may not have gotten wins, but we've gotten better each week at minute things that are needed to get better at and improve on. And our guys are ready to come show the home crowd that we're not quitting. We don't care about the scoreboard or the record, which is what anybody in our position would say. But a couple of years from now, we're playing for the national championship. I'm going to say the same thing. We don't care about the scoreboard. We don't care about the record. We have a standard we play and a standard we prepare at, and that's what we're doing.
To kind of add on that, you say you guys made the road your home because you liked being together in the hotels and stuff like that. Have you guys done? Is there anything you're doing to kind of give a similar feel here at home?
We'll be together a lot. It's just we don't stay in a hotel here, and so you always get nervous as a coach. Like, are they up watching TV too late? Are they sleeping? That's the only difference. But other than the hotel part, we'll have the same meeting structures and be together a lot. But it's just not the same as kind of us against the world mentality on the road. Awesome. Thank you.